What do you think of the numbers on both sides?
The numbers don't mean anything. You know, I'm going to say something now. Quantity is not quality, right? Because look at us. Israel, 7 million Jews surrounded by 600 million Muslims, Arabs, right? So please, quantity is not quality, and please, you can definitely post this one. I'm not concerned about the numbers. These people don't even know where Israel is on the map.
So what makes you come to these rallies with a pram, with a buggy? It's not easy.
I think I just want to be able to look my child in the face when she grows up and tell her, you know, I did what I could. I don't have much power, and I do what I can. That's why. Because I want to look her in the eye, and it breaks my heart knowing that there's moms that have already lost so many children.
I just can't even speak how sad it is that we're in this situation. Hundreds of 100,000 people, I don't know. Ridiculous number of people. Right, and about 50 or 100 of us, whatever.
What do you think the factors are which are maintaining this war going on for so long?
I think it's money, corruption, the world arms trade, complicity by those in positions of authority, and racism. And the fact is that we've never been able to finish up with colonialism and imperialism, because what they did in Africa and India is continuing in Gaza today. But against that is the people of the world, millions and millions. We're out every day, every week in support of Gaza, and we want the Palestinian people to know that, because they're our people and we're their people.
Listen, I'm the sheriff of Western civilization. I'm telling the whole world, after they've seen what happened in October 7th and the reaction of the whole world, covering up the truth that yes, Hamas did put babies in ovens and turn it off, and turn the oven, and they left. Hamas did decapitated baby's head. They should ask themselves, do you think they deserve a two-state solution? No. You have to open up the Sinai Peninsula and give them a space there to move there. You can't live with such people.
I mean, once again, a very peaceful march from the pro-Palestinian movement. No hate march here. However, it's absolutely ridiculous how many police have to be here for tens of people who don't care about anything, don't care about justice. They literally just want to come here to wind up pro-Palestinian people and just spew bigotry, you know. And yeah, literally all of these police over here just for, you know, so 10, 30, 40 people can just shout at pro-Palestinian protesters who are trying for justice.
I think the war has gone on for so long. That's a good question. I think there's a few things. Firstly, they're not giving us back the hostages, and that's a crucial key. I don't think there will be a ceasefire without the hostages. Israelis care deeply about human life, all human life, and none of us wanted this war. There's been rockets being fired from Gaza for 2 decades almost, and we haven't gone in. Why? Because we don't want to. Because we're like, okay, we'll suffer through it, but we don't want to ruin it. But this was a step way too far.
We're currently on day 189 of this war, okay? What do you think it says about the UK and currently the systems going on, that there are still so many people protesting, but the government has a different perspective? What do you think that says?
Well, I think it's because the West is going down, and the only way they know how to deal with it is by war. You know, instead of negotiation, you know, which should come up with an answer in governments. That's what they're there for. But because I feel there's lots of problems with our governments in the West, that they won't do it, because the only way they can prove themselves is via war.
I would have released all the 6,000 Palestinian prisoners, even the ones with blood on their hands. I would have released them, put them all in Gaza, get the hostages back, and then start with the ground invasion. This is what I would have done. But, you know, it took 2 or 3 weeks for the ground invasion to start. And if that's what they felt like, they had to put military pressure on Hamas to release the hostages. And it did work at first, you know. They released the 50 hostages. In return, I think it was 150, which is actually quite appalling for in Hamas achievements, because usually you get the rates are higher. So clearly it worked, the military pressure at first.
So we're asking people today at the protest what they think the factors are they're keeping this war going on, why it's not stopping, why there's no truce deal that's been struck. What do you think?
I think it's definitely like the greed of the Western power. There is a lot of money that is involved in occupying Gaza, like from the gas, the oil, and then there's also the long history of just wanting to have a foot in the Middle East so that they can control what's happening there, and they can never let like the Middle East be in peace.
Look how many people there are. Look at thousands of people. I don't know how many people.
Yeah.
What is amazing, what has happened to our country, the UK, there's not one Union Jack there. They don't care about the UK. They only care, they're all brainwashed. They're all idiots or hateful. There's only two types of people there. Hateful people that want Jews dead all over the world, or they're complete imbeciles who let garbage brainwash them. What's happened to our country? What future is there for free-speaking people in our country in the future, in 10, 20, 30 years' time? Forget it. They're overrun us.
If you were to be able to give a message to the governments which are supporting Israel right now, what would you want to say to them, briefly?
Stop the arms trade. Stop arming Israel. Stop the corruption. Stop being cowards. And stand with the people of the world who are with Palestine and with Gaza, particularly at this moment.
Al-Quds is derived from a word in Arabic which is called Makdas. Makdas is a Hebrew word which is Mikdash. Mikdash means a temple, which means the Jewish temple. So there you go. Al-Quds is derived from a Hebrew word which means the Jewish temple in Jerusalem.
Thank you. If you were to be able to send a message to those mothers, it's not easy, but what would you want to say to them?
I would just give them a big hug. I would just hold them for as long as I need to and let them cry on me. That's what I do. I don't think there's anything I can say. Nobody can say anything to these women. And I hope that they know how sorry I'm sorry on behalf of humanity.
I think another thing is there's been so much pressure on Israel to stop the war too early without us achieving and being able to defend ourselves. And there's no pressure on Hamas. There has been zero pressure. I haven't seen prime ministers calling out Hamas as a terror organization, although it is a terror organization prescribed by the US, by the UK, by many other countries. I'm not seeing these people who care so much about Palestinians, why are they not protesting Hamas and what they are doing to Palestinians? Hamas could have all of the citizens of Gaza safely in the tunnels, nobody would have gotten hurt. But they didn't open them up, did they? And they're stealing aid, and these people, either they're unaware or they don't care.